Hey, what's going on? This is Art coming at you with another video. I want to talk about Top Cow Universe. Now, what do you mean by Top Cow? Most of you guys know, back when Image started, Mark Silvestri, I still don't know if I'm saying his last name right. I always mess up his name. But Mark Silvestri created his own little imprint beside Image called Top Cow. And he has his own little universe where he created these characters that dwell in it. Now you have Cyberforce, you had Aphrodite 9, you had Witchblade, Darkness, all his universe characters. Ascension, the Magdalena, all those characters. That was all within that universe. And I'll be honest with you, when I was a kid, I loved the freak out of Top Cow. I mean, I love Top Cow to death. I think I probably have just as much Witchblade as I do X-Men books. I love the Ron Mars run that they had. That was really good. I got the actual #1 of Aphrodite 9. The very first one that David Finch worked on, and I got the Wizard Zero of that. I'm gonna need to get the rest of them, so I need to get 0, 2, 3, 4 signed by him. Next time he ever comes down to North Carolina, or if I see him at a convention, I'm gonna try to get him to sign the rest of those. Because when I was in the storage, I could only find the first one. I didn't know where the other ones were. And lo and behold, the next day, guess what? You find it. That's why you gotta stay prepared, people. But yeah, I love Top Cow. Top Cow had such amazing books at the time. Even when they did Tomb Raider for a little bit, I think it lasted for like 50 issues. Tomb Raider was actually pretty good. I didn't mind that. They had something special in a time where comics were actually going downhill for me. Marvel wasn't doing too great. DC wasn't doing too great. And at that time, I was all about Image. I was getting Spawn, Dreamwave. If you guys remember that, Dreamwave was a thing. So I was getting all the Transformer books that I could. I wish I could have got some of the Turtles books later, but it became kind of scarce at the time. At least for me, in my area. So yeah, Witchblade, Cyberforce. There was a whole bunch of books. I really have to go back into my archives and just see all the stuff that I had. But yeah, Top Cow Universe was great. They did fall on hard times in the mid 2000s. It was kind of sad to see them dwindle the way they have, and they never really recovered. Now, they do have like a very little books coming out. I think the latest book is called Dead Society, if I'm not mistaken. And I did get it, but I haven't read it yet. I think they're on almost on issue 3 right now. I think it's going to be the 3rd issue, which I need to start reading. But in my comic shop, they only have like 1 series that's out. I think the last series they had is Not a Man Among Ye. And I really do miss Cyberforce. I really do miss that comic book. And what made me think about this recently is that if you guys noticed that Image is doing these 30th anniversary issues, like they have Prophet that came out with Liefeld. You got a whole bunch of covers with it, and they did the same thing with Cyberforce. And Cyberforce is actually getting a volume trade that's supposed to be coming out in the next couple of months, which I'm definitely going to get. If it's anything like the Witchblade one that came out, I'm definitely going to get it. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, why not come back out with your whole line? Because even when he did that, Mark did that Kickstarter that he did, I made sure I got that book. I got both volumes of that book because that's how much Top Cow meant to me. It pretty much saved me from boredom from what Marvel and DC were doing. I mean, I wasn't really feeling the whole red and blue Superman thing. Marvel at the time, the only thing that was actually probably worth getting at that time was probably X-Men, in my personal opinion, because everything else just kind of seemed like bland, kind of like it does kind of now. But yeah, Top Cow is the one that saved me, that kept me collecting comic books. I mean, I loved the Witchblade. Even the Witchblade became so popular during that time, they actually had their own television show, which it only lasted for one season, but it got rave reviews. The only reason why it didn't last as long is because the actress, she had some issues. But yeah, the Witchblade television show was freaking awesome. And they still have valuable valuable property. The Darkness video game they saw some potential in that. Phantom, which it was with Top Cow before Michael Turner got it to his own property. That was severely popular. Like, that was popular. That's the reason why they went to that court case, because that took a big chunk out of Top Cow. But this is what I need for Top Cow to do. I think they do need to bring back Cyberforce. They need to come out with some more properties, because I did like their storytelling. I did like that universe. Probably do some more Mandalena. Probably do some more. I mean, they had a whole bunch of stuff. Even the. I don't know if you guys remember the Freshman comics they used to have, where they came out with a whole bunch of different types of books, and you had to vote on which books will come out. They have like at least 12 issues. I can't remember all of them, but some of them were like Demonic. That was actually a very good book. That, I think the cover was done by Kenneth Rocafort. And I think it was called Stellar. Stellar was actually pretty good too. And I think they had I'm not too sure what the other ones were, but that was a good little trick that they did. But they did, like I said, they did follow hard times after, I think, the first one, and they just never recovered. And it's sad to see one of your favorite artists and his company struggle that way. But I think that if he started working on his books, just like Todd McFarlane's doing, keep his nose to the ground, working on that universe, it can be something special right now, because that type of 90s action style comics are missing in the comic book industry, where it's like full of action, the great art that it had. That is necessarily missing in this industry, because they do not have that anymore. And the main bulk of your comic book audience is like 40 to 50 years old. That's going to have that disposable income that's going to buy your books. And that 90s style of art is nostalgic to them. And so if you can capture that audience, you will sell. And I think Top Cow has the characters that remind people of that time. They can definitely get the storylines out there where it's full of nothing but action. And the style of the 90s back, they could do very well in this industry right now, because everything else is kind of lacking. You don't really see a lot of action-packed stories that they used to do, because a lot of people miss the 90s. I know a lot of people gripe on the 90s about how bad it was, but a lot of people did miss the 90s, especially now. Especially if you grew up during that time as a teenager or a young adult and you were collecting books. You kind of miss that a little bit. If they just did have made better stories, you kind of miss that. So I really do, like I said, I really do miss Top Cow. I hope they'll be able to put out some better books, or more books than just one. And I hope this universe is not dead. Now, like I said, he is bringing back Cyberforce, so I think maybe he's testing the waters just to see if there's interest in it. Like me, I bought all the covers for Cyberforce 1, the reprint. And I'm going to buy the Cyberforce Volume 1 book. And I'm going to cherish those, and I'm going to read them, flip through them, and see all the artwork and all the behind the scenes stuff like I always do. So that's me, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. It should, I think, like I said, I think it should be coming out in the next 2 to 3 months. So make sure you go to your comic book stores, ask for that book, and I'm pretty sure they'll give it to you. But anyway, anything else, I will holler at you guys later. This is Art. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.